let's introduce our two teams for battle number 5. As you can see, they are the Riddim Rotoms and the Sylphic Sylveon. The Riddim Rotoms, led by Gelato, who is joined with me as our co-host today,
Hello.
playing for the Trevor Project. Currently 12th place at 2-5, but that record is definitely not something to be, not something to ignore or look past, to underestimate. I don't know. This team, uh, looking at a really good spread of knockouts here between these Pokemon. The Oyumons of this team with that Garchomp and the Galarian Slowking. Garchomp at 8-4, and Galarian Slowking at 9-5. Just these two Oyumons putting in the work here. Such good Pokemon. Galarian Slowking is something that I didn't really expect to be doing as well as it is, but it's just really just versatile and can do just so much, so many different
Galarian,
things so well. It is.
Galarian Smoking is my tactician of this team.
Yes. Hold on. Okay. Anyway, my brother walked in my room. The U Pokemon of this team, that Inteleon, unfortunately only at 1-3. This Pokemon having opportunities to be so good is just unfortunately hasn't been able to do anything. And the same with the Oricorio, 1-2, able to do so much, just unfortunately hasn't had the chance, because of an unfortunate missed prediction a few weeks ago, or second week. What week was it?
I think it was the second week.
Yeah, I think it was second week. Inteleon had the potential to sweep, but it just couldn't. Sad. The Argumon of the team being like Klefki at 1-2. Klefki being a really good Pokemon here. Not really meant to get knockouts, but it did, which is fantastic. And the Grafaiai and the Blastoise, each at 0-1. Kind of surprised I haven't seen more of these two Pokemon. I know you love Grafaiai a lot. Um, but, you know, it might not be able to make an appearance all the time, and I get that. The Enumons, with the Jolteon, unfortunately only at 1-7, but this has been a really good Pokemon at just scaring things, and it's just scary. Having such a good move set, and you never know what ability it's going to run either. Um, with Quick Feet or. It's not Volt Absorb, is it?
It was Volt Absorb.
It is Volt Absorb, okay.
Yep.
Um, just really good, really fast, really versatile Pokemon with that Jolteon. The Enumons, we see the Delmise at 0-1. Unfortunately, not able to get any knockouts here, but that thing is also a really scary Pokemon here, especially if you get it in a Trick Room. That thing can just drop anchor and. No, that was a really bad joke, I'm sorry. Uh, Frigraff is at 3-1. Frigraff is a Pokemon that was traded from the Shaded Sunsets for that Whiscash, and that week it showed up. It just smacked things. That Frigraff coming in, just doing a lot of work here. The Piyumons being the Aggron at 1-6. I know it's one of your favorite Pokemon here. So sad it hasn't been able to get more knockouts, but it's still really good Pokemon regardless. The Artillery I don't think has shown its face yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. The Greedent is at 1-1 though. That Greedent, that little squirrel, I love that squirrel. It makes me happy. Is at 1-1, and the Zangoose only being brought once, unfortunately falling. Zangoose is another Pokemon that's just really strong and really good. Do you have anything to say about your team, or you just want to move on?
Jolteon is by far one of my favorite Pokemon, and I really wish it could do more. It has the potential. Unfortunately, it doesn't. Also, Graffiti was almost brought this week. Almost. I was torn and debated for 2 hours and kind of stressed myself out over it.
I get that. I
I was. It was almost brought. That's all I'm
I
gonna say.
yeah, I stress every week about what Pokemon I'm bringing, so I get that. Um, their opponents, though, if you would like to take it away.
My wonderful opponent today, or this week, was the Sylphic Sylveon, led by Susumi, currently in 13th place. We're about the same in placement. I think they were a little bit above me, if I remember correctly.
Well, let's find
Um,
out. You're above
oh
them.
no, okay, so
Haha.
we're like right next to each other. It's okay. But same thing, we're both 2-5. We both got this. One of us is about to go higher than the other, but that's okay. Um, they're playing for the American Catcher Society, and their team is honestly terrifying. It took a lot of work for me to figure out how to plan
Scary.
against this. Their team can go many different directions. I don't underestimate this team, please.
Oh, for sure.
So their first Pokemon is gonna be the Hisuian Typhlosion at 6-5, as well as the Hisuian Samura at 6-7. Those are actually two Pokemon I don't know much about because I actually haven't played that game yet. But I was happy seeing it.
Gasp.
Moving on to the UUs, we have our Tinkaton at Form 4, one of the newer Pokemon that I absolutely love to death. It's such a good Pokemon, as well as Flamigo, which is 0-1. Flamigo will put in work though. Flamigo is the current go-to Pokemon for speedrunning this current game.
It will not put in work because it was traded this week.
Oh no! Well, somebody else make it put in the work, or it'll fit in Kira, whichever.
That was the
Moving
problem.
on, we have
Fair.
the namesake Sylveon. Again, one of the best Pokemon to ever be created. 0-2, unfortunately, but they'll get there. Sylveon is honestly terrifying. It has such a wide move set. There's so many things you could do with it. As well as the Auroros at 0-2 and Pangoro at 0-1. Both of them, again, putting in the work. They haven't been able to get a KO, but it still makes a difference. Moving on, we have the NUs with Escavalier at 0-1. Another one of my favorite Pokemon that's also super slept on, but I love Steel types, so Escavalier makes me happy whenever I get to see it.
Yes.
I hope to see it more in the future. As well as Golurk, which is a very terrifying Pokemon to think about. I actually did not know the typing of it because I thought I knew it and I didn't. So I threw myself off.
Golurk punch things.
Golurk currently is at 4-5. Really, really good Pokemon. Really strong, really scary. That ghost typing really does a lot of work for it.
Oh, seriously.
Then the Alolan Executor, the meme of the game at 1-1. I love that Pokemon.
Big palm
It's so
tree.
big. Moving on to the PUs, we have Indeedee, the female version, with 4-5.
A lot better than mine.
Very strong overall. Indeedee is just scary, or show me how strong Indeedee is, and I feel like it.
But my Indeedee only
Well,
it's 0-3.
Meganium, Stunfisk, and Flareon all at 0-1. But all three of them, they'll do it. I believe in them.
Lord Cheese will rise.
Stunfisk is a Pokemon that is not to be slept on. That Pokemon is terrifying.
Lord Cheese will rise.
Yes, Lord Cheese.
For those of you who don't know, and if you haven't been watching these streams, Lord Cheese is a meme on my own Twitch channel that we did shiny hunting with Dynamax Adventures. It just carried us through Raikou battles, Raikou Dynamax Adventures. Don't know where Lord Cheese came from, but it happened, and Sunfisk is now Lord Cheese. Yeah, this is definitely not a team to be slept on. They might only have 2 wins, but their Pokemon are putting in the work. And even if their Pokemon aren't getting knockouts, they're still doing the damage. Like, Sylveon did so much damage to the Crossbanded Brawlers team. Something else did a lot of stuff. My brain is not working, but yeah, definitely not a team to be slept on. There are no teams in this league to be slept on, I will say. Even the lower ranked ones are definitely teams that like to be scared of. What?
Just because you don't have wins doesn't mean your team is not scary. It just means that your team was out potential.
Exactly. Yeah.
Speak through experience.
Yes. These starting lineups of these two teams, we do see that Jolteon, the Inteleon coming back, my boy. That's very soon. So this the Galarian Slowking coming back, the Garchomp here. Octillery, he hath appeared. Octillery making its first appearance, and the Klefki coming back as well. The Sylphic Sylveon bringing the 2 Hisuian starters with the Typhlosion and the Samurott. We see the Golurk coming back. Lord Cheese has returned, that little flat little pancake there. Pangoro coming back, and Meganium coming back as well. I see just a lot of Chonk here. A lot of Chonk versus a lot of just damage. So we will see what prevails. What were your thoughts on seeing this team?
I prepared specifically for three Pokemon on their team, and I was happy that all three of them showed up.
Oh,
But
nice.
I will say, this is the first week I did not bring Aggron, and that is my favorite Pokemon out of
Oh,
every single
that's
Pokemon that exists. This is my
true.
first week I have not brought it.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Oh my goodness. That'd be like me not bringing Alola Ninetales. Wow. Alright, let's see the starting Pokemon of these two teams, and let's get started with these battles. With this battle of Week 5, of Battle... No, Week 8,
Week 8.
Battle 5. I know what I'm saying. No, I don't. Anyway, let's get started. The Riddim Rotoms leading with that Jolteon, the Lord of Death, with the Sylphic Sylveon, leading with the Hisuian Samurott. The Samurott immediately switching into Lord Cheese, with the Jolteon feeling safe enough to go for a Calm Mind, and getting the burn, so it is running Quick Feet this time. But the immediate switch into the Octillery with the Stealth Box being set up from Lord Cheese. Lord Cheese then switching out into the Meganium, with a Blizzard coming through and doing so much damage to this Meganium. Not quite knocking it out, though. The Giga Drain, though, hitting back hard, but not quite knocking down this Octillery with a Fire Blast, connecting and taking down the Meganium. What a weird little octopus, man. Hisuian Samurott then coming in. The Ceaseless Edge able to knock out the Octillery and set up a layer of spikes. The Klefki then coming in. The Ceaseless Edge, another hit coming through. It is going to be a resisted hit, but get another layer of spikes set up, with a Calm Mind being set up from this Klefki. The Sacred Sword, though, is not enough to take down this Klefki, with a Dazzling Gleam taking the Samurott down to its Focus Sash. But the Samurott is going to outspeed and take down the Klefki and set up its final layer of spikes. Really scary traps here being set up here. The Jolteon coming in, taking a lot of trap damage immediately, but the Signal Beam outspeeding and taking down the Samurott. Jolteon taking a little bit of burn damage, though, of course, because of the Flame Orb, with the Golurk coming back. Jolteon going out into the Dragon. Thank you for not naming it Aurosmos, I appreciate it. The Earthquake not taking down Garchomp, though, with another Earthquake in return, doing a lot of damage. The Earth just shaking, but the Dynamic Punch, of course, is going to connect. Rough Skin, though, doing a little bit of chip damage, but the Garchomp falls to this Golurk. Inteleon then comes back. Need more bullets? Okay. The switch from the into the Pangoro. The Pangoro getting critted and absolutely one-shot by that Snipe Shot. Golurk coming back out. Another Snipe Shot, though, is able to connect and take down the Golurk. Two Pokemon, both weak to fire, to water, though. This is kind of scary here. The Extrasensory not able to take down the Inteleon or get the flinch, with the Snipe Shot critting and taking down the Typhlosion. Lord Cheese is left. The Snipe Shot does not take it down, but the Citrus Berry brings the Lord Cheese back to over half. The Pain Split, though, is going to heal Inteleon. And the Snipe Shot is able to take down Lord Cheese. The Riddim Rotoms being the winners of this battle. Inteleon doing the thing. I'm so happy. Really good showing, though, from Susu, though, just unfortunately, Inteleon is just strong, man.
Susu was really scary. I was shaking the entire battle. I was actually super nervous.
Oh yeah, I
was like, oh no.
I totally get that. A really strong team, really good showing from the Sylphic Sylveon. Just
my wonderful Twitch moderator did not make it out this battle, unfortunately. That's okay. He was there in the sidelines just cheering. He was like, let's go, you got this.
Yeah, probably really slowly, though, because he's a slow king. Just yay. Anyway,